one of our Fairfax surrogates. Claire, today we're just going to kind of go over some questions and get to know you a little bit more and your journey with us at Fairfax. Welcome, Claire. Thank you so much for joining today. Why did you want to become a surrogate?
I feel like I've always kind of entertained the thought about becoming a surrogate. It was something that has always been on my mind. And not until recently was it something I actually really looked into. But I've always enjoyed the idea of helping another couple or another person become a family and or add to their family. And just recently I looked into becoming a surrogate and I feel like it was the perfect timing, the perfect way to get started with everything that's going on in my personal life. And so that's how I
It's
had the idea and that's how I got
something
here
that's
to where
kind of
we
been
are.
weighing on your heart, and then you just saw this opportunity in your life where you're like, wow, this feels like a good time to kind of dive in. I love
Right,
that so
absolutely.
much. And your little one is what, about a year old?
About a little over a year.
So you must have some maternity clothing laying around.
Yes, I do. I
That's
do still
awesome.
have some.
That is going to come in handy. How are you planning to share this with the world, with your kid?
We're all just super excited about the entire process. I just matched recently, and so it's been a topic of conversation in the household pretty much on the daily. Like, we're
Yes.
so excited about having intended parents now and continuing on in the journey. But I really just envision my wife and my child just really being a part of every step of the way. My son's only a year, so he doesn't really know what's going on, but just being able to explain when he gets older what's going on, what we did, how we helped
And
another
how
family become a
amazing.
family.
How amazing
It's
the
going to be
world that we
awesome.
live in. Being able to grow families the way that we do. And you said you have a son, and just the way he was brought into the world and the help that you
hmm
and your wife had to bring him into the world. And he's going to have this awesome story of his moms and how they went on this
Right.
adventure for him and how you
hmm
went on this adventure to help someone do the same thing. So what are you looking forward to the most?
I'm just really excited to get to know my intended fathers more, like being able to meet them in person. Like, we've already Zoomed a couple of times throughout the match process. And every time I see them, I'm just so thrilled that they're my intended fathers and I'm going to be
They
their
are
surrogate. And so,
infectious. I've seen videos
yes,
of them. We're so excited for your match. They are adorable. All
thanks.
behind the scenes here at Fairfax, like our whole team is just like, yes. So this match
Yes,
is so exciting. How was your
right.
experience choosing an agency? How
Mhm.
has that been? Has it been pretty easy?
Yeah, I'd say it's been relatively easy. Of course, it's always better when you can interact with people
Oh,
in person,
totally.
but now we're in a new world with our Zooms and our remote and our virtual. And so it's been really great just being able to have somebody like Susan that is so hands on and supportive and just available to answer
Right.
questions. And so I've had a great experience so far with her and with everybody that I've interacted with at the agency. And it's just really made me feel more comfortable, but also that I'm making the right choice. Like, it has solidified everything for me in terms of choosing an agency and going on this journey.
I'm so grateful to hear that's been your experience so far. I'm so excited for your journey, for your match. I can't wait to talk about your match because I'm
Yes.
so excited for you all. What was the most important to you in researching agencies to work with?
I was more the person that was just looking for the right fit. So, in my research, I just wanted to find an agency that was going to be super supportive, that was available to answer any questions that I had. And once I got connected to Fairfax Surrogacy, I really felt like this was the agency for me because everybody that I've talked to and everybody that has contacted me has just been so welcoming and so supportive. And that's really what I'm looking for out of this entire experience, is to know that I have people behind me that have my back and that are willing to make everything work the way it's supposed to. I initially just started by checking out the website, looking at all the information, reading it as much as I could that was available so I had a better understanding of what was to come. And then I reached out to our program manager, Susan, and she followed up immediately with a phone call. And just being able to connect with somebody, hear their voice, have them be so reassuring and so open about answering all of my questions, that really was the thing that put Fairfax Surrogacy like to the forefront of everything. I was like, okay, there's an agency and they are doing all of this and helping people become families, but the people that work there really do care about what is going
Right.
on.
We connect with you on a personal level.
Becoming a surrogate was something that I had always kind of played with the idea in the back of my mind. But then talking to Susan, reading more about what the agency does, everything just kind of fell into place. And so just having that personal contact and having all of that support. Susan and I, after our phone call, we jumped on a Zoom too, so I could talk to her a little
Great.
bit more and she could answer some more of my questions. And really after that, I was like, okay, yes, this is it.
What advice would you give to anyone considering surrogacy?
I would tell them just to ask all your questions right away as soon as you are starting in the process. Make sure that you're comfortable with the agency, with the process. If you have questions, just ask.
Great advice. And I always say
Mhm.
that, ask your questions. I really appreciate you just sharing your personal experience. Let's jump into the more exciting part,
Mhm.
choosing your intended parents. You've recently been matched.
I'm
So
going to
let's
be
talk.
heading to my medical screening in a
Yeah,
couple of weeks. So,
that is
yeah.
so exciting. What
Mhm.
is most important to you when matching with your intended parents?
I was really open to working with anyone. So, I wanted to not put too many boundaries in place. So, like, I didn't want to already have an idea of who I wanted to match with.
Not
And
too
then if
close
somebody
minded.
came around, yeah, exactly. I wanted to be open minded about things. And so, I was willing to look at as many profiles as it took. And what I was really looking for within those profiles was just having that connection with somebody, really thinking about the things that we value, the goals that we have in life, the way that we move through life. And I was really looking for somebody that matched that. And when I got the last profile, the third profile of my intended fathers, as soon as I opened it and started reading through it, I was like, yes, this is what I've been looking for. I felt that connection
I
immediately.
love
And
that so much.
yeah, and that's really the most important thing is that you have a connection with who you're going to go on this journey with.
I say the same thing all the time. And I love that you said that. How did you know they were the ones? You just felt that connection.
Yeah, I felt that connection. It was a gut feeling just looking through their pictures and what they wrote about. I was like, okay, yes, this is exactly, I couldn't put it into words before, but once I read it and I felt connected to them and I was like, yeah, I had no doubt in my mind. I was like, this is
So
it.
did
These
you
are
feel the
my intended
connection
fathers.
through their profile? And then when you
Mhm.
met them through your match meeting, did you feel
Yes.
even more of a connection? And how
Yes.
did you and your wife make your decision?
Once we read the profile, we were both on the same page. Like, yes, they seem really like they'd be a great fit for us. Let's see how it goes with the match meeting. And then we could tell instantly as soon as we got on the Zoom with them and we were talking back and forth and they were excited to talk with us. We kind of just had a little glance during the meeting, but afterwards
Right.
we were like, yes, this is it. And so we didn't even have to have a full in-depth conversation. We both just felt drawn to them immediately and we felt like this was the right choice for both of us is
I
moving
love
forward with these
I love
intended
that so
fathers.
much. What, if you have any advice, would you be for anyone, before this match meeting happens? Would you say, did you have nerves prior? If you did,
Mhm.
how did you kind of come? Because I will tell you, before mine, I was so excited and nervous, but
Yes.
I mean,
No, I was the exact same way. Before our meeting, I was like sweating. I was like, why am I so nervous? I can't like that we're just meeting over Zoom and to talk. Like, why am I having such a reaction? So I would say like biggest piece of advice, just take a breath, really be present in the moment, have your questions prepared if you want to talk to them about that, and really just feel it out and see how your connection is and go from there. And just make sure that you are as involved as you want to be, that you're talking, that you're asking questions, that they really get to know you as well, because you want to make sure that you're making, the right connection and that you want to move
right.
forward.
Right. That is great advice. I would say the same thing. Claire, thank you so much for answering all these questions. I cannot say more how excited for you that I am. And our whole
Mhm.
Fairfax team is just rooting for you and your match and this to just be a perfect, wonderful journey for you guys. And thank you so much for being here and for sharing so vulnerably and candidly with me.
Thank you so much, Haley. I can't wait. I'm so excited to continue with the process. And I love that everybody at Fairfax Surrogacy has my back and they're so supportive. And I couldn't be
Please
more
know,
thrilled.
we totally do.
Hmm.
Absolutely. I'm so excited for you for your next steps. And thank you so much.
Yes, thank you.